Hello again, this is SF Giants Fat Mike coming to you today with a Fate Last Encore video. Okay guys, I plan to binge watch all of Fate Last Encore tonight. I just wanted to I'll get it out right, guys. I'm sorry, I'm staying up late to watch this. It should be coming out by midnight here. So I'm going to just watch all 7 episodes tonight. What I do plan to do is to stop after each episodes and collect some thoughts. And this is kind of an intro to start doing that. Okay, guys. So what do I expect out of Fate Last Encore? Quite frankly, in the comment section, you guys have been done pretty well to lower my expectations of this. From what I understand, I don't think this is Ufotable doing this. Maybe it is. Maybe this is Ufotable that's doing this. I seem to remember this was not Ufotable. And Ufotable does Fate very well. And as we saw with Dean, while I love the Dean Stay Night, objectively it's nowhere near as good as Ufotable. It's like, how do you put it? Well, honestly, it's like my car. My car is an awesome car. I drive a Chrysler 300C, the one with the Hemi. Now, my car is awesome. But there are so much better cars out there, right? If you want to go speed or fuel saving or many other aspects. All in all, my car is really good. It's also old. Much like the Dean Stay Night. My car in 2004, when it was first built, was actually almost state-of-the-art for its price range and for all the stuff. I'll spare you all the coolness that is my car when it first came out. It was awesome, and I fell in love with the 300Cs due to it. But lo and behold, better versions of the Hemi have come out. The last I checked, the 300s now come with an 8-speed automatic that makes better use of the engine and all that stuff. That's exactly what Ufotable has done with Fate Stay Night versus Dean Stay Night. Fate Stay Night, the Dean Stay Night was excellent. Ufotable took it up another level. So, what am I expecting out of Last Encore? I'm kind of expecting it more to be towards Dean Stay Night. Something I will enjoy, but will understand as I'm watching it that I'm probably not going to be as not blown away as other stuff. I've really been looking forward to this. Honestly, I just hope they get the characters right. Although, looking at good old Umu here, I'm not sure they quite did that. Obviously, her design is correct. I don't know. Maybe anyway. Oh my gosh, she's a saber face right down to the, I don't know if is this going to blink? No, it's not going to blink. Right down to that little hair that sticks up. That's kind of cool. I never noticed that before. I probably, if I check the other saber faces, they're all going to have that little cowlick or whatever. All right, guys. I'm going to end it here. I'm not expecting a whole lot out of this, but I'm really looking forward to it. I don't care about the master person. I'm hoping they make me care for him. With Nero, I've played through the Rome, the Second Singularity, and Fate Grand Order, and I came to love the character from there. From the little bit I've seen from the Umbral Star, I liked her character there. So I'm hoping they get it for the most part right. She's a cool character. A lot of people like her. There's reasons people like her, and I hope they keep it together. All right, guys. I'm going to end this here because if I keep the intro too long, the whole video will end up being like ridiculously long. So like I said, my plan is to, after every episode, I'm going to run out to my car, do initial thoughts, and then maybe I'll do a more detailed, I don't know. Again, I don't really do reviews, but I might do a more detailed review afterwards. But I want to get a constant flow of my thoughts going into this. All right, guys. I will see you then. All right, I'm back after episode 2. Okay, looks like I spoke just a little too soon on the not explaining things. That first station's kind of sort of explained, and then they explain the Holy Grail War and what's all going on, kind of as they're going up to the first stratum. So it's a little quick on that. Still, it's kind of a mess. It's not that bad though. Having fun with it. It's, again, I'm still enjoying it, still enjoying the story. And then of course I'm at the end of episode 2, so of course they had that plot twist. I'm not gonna really spoil that here. It's episode 2, so it's not much of a spoiler, but so kind of cool to see where that's going. Now, the one thing I'm liking is that here we are on this first stratum or whatever. Again, confirmed that they're still doing the whole sell the servants to the government and stay there and not progress in the Holy Grail War or whatever, from what I've read of the summaries. But what I'm really liking is that Rin, apparently, they're kind of setting her up to play a, maybe not a major role, but playing a role. In other words, she's not just going to be a cameo. Shinji's playing the major role. He apparently is the mayor of this first stratum, and again, hopefully they get to meet him and lop his head off or something. Poor Shinji. That poor guy. He pretty much was put in a position where he grew up where being a douche was all he was going to ever be due to all the surrounding influences, but nonetheless. Yeah, so I liked episode 2. I'm looking forward to where this goes. Alright guys, I will see you after episode 3. Oh, the one thing I will say is that good old Umu is, I don't know if this is her particular personality I'm used to, but I'm liking the personality she has. It's kind of, the upbeat, this, that, the other, can be serious. But pretty much is, when she's on her own, she's kind of a little more loosey-goosey, which I like. Again, the action scenes, the few that there have been fairly well constructed. And the one thing I will say is the whole fan service with Umu in that bathing scene was very distracting. I'm guessing that's a major point in the source material, whether it's the game or if the game had a source, and was an adaptation of something else. But it was really, really, really weird how they did that. I know Saber has kind of a similar type scene in Fate Stay Night, the Fate route. It's actually in the visual novel, which I have seen now thanks to Otaku Daikun. I'm 7 of his 8 streams through of the Fate route. Got one more to go. They have a scene, where Shiro walks in on Saber, and she's totally cool with it. I guess what's her name here is kind of the same deal. Now, the one thing I will say is that now that I've seen the bathing scenes, is it just me, or did good old Umu get a little bit of an upgrade? Umu is a Saber face. Saber, let's be honest, she's not very built. She has small boobs. Let's put it that way. She was able to pass off for a guy. She wasn't stacked. Umu, kind of the same thing, because history remembers Nero as a guy. Even in the Fate Stay Night world, and she should probably still be remembered as a man. She shouldn't be. Those are bigger than her head, or very darn close to it. It's weird. Anyway, it's one of those things where I kind of noticed from the trailer in the first episode, but then you get that scene and you're like, wait a minute. That doesn't seem right. Anyway, hopefully there's not much more thoughts about I don't even know where I was at. But anyway, guys,
I was starting to talk about the fan servicey scene uh, Umu in the bath. I think Type Moon had the right idea of moving away from those kind of things. Um, Hopefully, there's not too many more of those in here. I don't mind them. It's just it kind of distracts you. You have this long bath scene where she's explaining stuff, and you could be moving the plot forward instead. Especially you're trying to adapt this video game, which is probably 20, 30 hours long, into a 10 to 12 hour series. I'd rather see more action and more plot than fan service. That's my preference, though. Maybe you guys love those kind of scenes. It's all good either way. Alright, guys, on to episode 3. Alright, so I just finished episode 3. It was a pretty darn good one. Like I thought, Rin did play a pretty good role in this. Seems she's kind of more of a personification of the manipulative side of Ren that she was trying to cultivate in herself in Fate Stay Night, to be able to win. I think that's always a part of her personality. Just here, that kind of gets brought to the forefront. Well, not really to the forefront, but it gets shown off that she kind of is trying to manipulate. Which obviously, if you're a magus in a Holy Grail war without a master, you kind of got to get to that point, right? Overall, I really enjoyed it. I don't think I mentioned this in episode 1, I think it was, or 2, that pink-haired lady we saw was Frances Drake, and indeed it was. That was kind of cool to see the whole ships and her noble phantasm and whatnot. I don't know if I've used them on any of the Fate Grand Order videos I have, but one of my friends has a level 90 Frances Drake, and she's amazing. NP4, level 90, she deals a ton of damage, etc., so on and so forth. It was kind of fun to see her noble phantasm fully animated. So it was really cool. I also like, with Fate Stay Night, mana transfers in their anime adaptations are always tricky. I love the fact that they went with a kiss here. Nero was kind of getting low. She was trying to use her Imperial privilege to essentially TK a ship into another ship. I don't quite 100% get it, but all right. Again, it was cool to see it. What else? I don't know. So far, it was just really good. Kind of weird seeing the way Nero had to fight. She's kind of like bouncing around from here to there to the other, but it makes sense because the enemy had cannons. Also, the ending of the fight was kind of suspicious in that that Frances didn't reload her guns or something. It was kind of weird, but nonetheless, in the moment, I ignored it. It was fun to watch. Again, I see you guys' point in that they're not really able to expound fully what's going on, this, that, the other, but they do a good enough job to make me enjoy going through this. One day I'll get a hold of Fate Extra and be able to go through this properly. I'm kind of waiting. I've been waiting for this anime to go through the Umbral Star, so I get at least some kind of explanation of what's going on in the Umbral Star. But I'm probably just, you guys, I think you're right in that not a whole lot of explaining, and it may be confused, so I'll probably go back and I'll reread something after I finish this 10 episodes today, and I'll resume my Let's Play of the Umbral Star. Alright guys, that's it for episode 3. I will see you guys on the other side. Alright, so that was episode 4, and we got to meet Robin Hood, which was kind of cool. I'm kind of seeing where Fate Grand Order got a lot of their initial servants. Well, I've seen, what was it? Darius, that guy with that saber with the drill sword, and oh gosh, who's that other one that was attacking Umu? in the first couple episodes with Shinji, they obviously made it into Fate Grand Order. Francis Drake. Wow, there's just a lot of them that I've, now it's Robin Hood. I'm like, oh, cool. They made Robin Hood one. I figured just because he was a, historical character that would easily make, heroic spirit, that it would not be a big stretch to give him a card. Apparently he's appeared somewhere before, so that's kind of cool. As far as the episode itself, we have a Kiritsugu type master on this new floor that, hey, take out the master. Easiest way to take him out, right? I like the guy. Because obviously, that is the, how do you put it? That is like the easiest way to take out a servant. The Kirei and Kiritsugu way of doing things. The fight itself was alright, not too much action. Again, as this episode and previous episodes, they're kind of going to lean on the fan service a bit. I don't mind it. It's just one of those things that I notice, if people like it, that's fine. And if it keeps people watching, that's fine. Bugs me enough where not necessarily, how do you put it? Doesn't bug me enough where I would complain about it, or if I was giving a review score, I would knock anything on it. But it's enough where sometimes I notice and it takes me out of the moment briefly. So it hasn't been too bad. What else? I like the healer and the explanation. This is something I kind of also knew from reading some synopsises and whatnot on Fate Extra. So it's actually, that this is like the way far-flung future. This is definitely not in Kansas anymore. I want to say she said it's like 32 something. And there's less than 100,000 people left. What else? Like I said, I like that master. She cared enough to care for and set up graves for other masters that had fallen there. All in all, it was a good episode. Wish we would get into some more good, clean action. Maybe that's not this studio's strong suit. I don't know. I still haven't seen the studio. Like with Ufotable, I usually see it somewhere on the screen. I can spot Ufotable. With the Dean Stay Night, I don't remember if I ever saw it. Studio Dean or whatever. It's been a while. I've obviously rewatched both Fate Zero and Unlimited Blade Works and the Heaven's Feel movie a couple of times. So anyway, guys, I'm going to get back to it. Episode 5, the Yubo, is incoming. Alright, so I just finished episode 5. And it was a good episode. I really liked the action in this one. The subterfuge, and again, it's the return of the dead man's face, or whatever you want to call that. I'm not 100% sure what's going on with, oh my gosh, Hakuno? I want to say it's Hakuno. I called him Hat in the first episode review. It'd be easier if he was just Mike or something like that, right? Anyway, I really enjoyed the episode, liked the fight, liked the strategy. Seems they're kind of being light on the action. I mean, I don't know, it's definitely kind of odd for me. Something seems a little off on that proportions, You get these quick little action scenes. I don't know, maybe it's one of those things where I'm overblowing it. I don't know. I've been watching the visual novel, and everything there is kind of dragged out. So maybe that's skewering my perceptions. But anyway, I really liked it. I liked the end of the episode where all of a sudden Rin's there and talking to him, and they're like, hey, wait a minute. Have you been in here the whole time?
Smart girl. Because if she'd have walked out, she might have got shot by dude. Oh man, the episode was good. I liked Robin Hood in here. Again, I liked all the interplay and all that. Liked the fact that dude pulled the Shiro, but pulled it off because of the dead man face or whatever. I like the way dude's the sniper guy, I forget what his name is, the Knight Sir Blackmond or whatever his name was. He set it up where it seemed like it was obvious that he was where the bells were, but then he was somewhere else, and he had like bombs set up in the bell tower, but dude was able to make it there, so it was kind of cool. So far, I'm really liking this series. I'm halfway through what they have on Netflix right now. I'm going to continue on, and again, so far, so good. All right, guys, I'll catch you after the next episode.
Alrighty, episodes 6 and 7. All right, I did these two together for a couple of reasons. One, after the 6th episode, I kind of had a same reaction I'm having after episode 7, is just WTF. I don't even know what to make of these two episodes. All right. So I liked the premise. We're kind of getting the idea that Hakuno had dealt with, was somehow involved in the First Holy Grail War that Saber, good old Umu, was involved in, the same one that has left everything lingering for 999 years or whatever. And you kind of get to, anyway, just the way these episodes were put together was really trippy. I don't know if they were trying to be trippy or if they just ended up confusing or what, because a lot of the way they cut one moment, two people are talking, then it transitioned into a totally different scene. I'm just like, what the heck? I wasn't even, like, normally when I'm watching stuff, I might have like Danmachi, which is a game you can play on auto. So all I have to do is start the level and then it'll go. So I have to just a little cursory attention to it. And a lot of times what happens when that happens, I miss something. But in this case, I wasn't playing Danmachi or Fate Grand Order or anything else. I was fully paying attention, and then all of a sudden the scene would shift, and then I don't know, it's just a big WTF to me. I did like what was there. I did like the story of Nursery Rhyme, and Alice and all that stuff that it showcased. The fact that Rin can apparently, she kind of turned it into Kukulane for a moment because she had Gay Bolg, but she didn't actually throw it like you're supposed to. She used it and then she ran the Alice monster through. Really weird. Anyway, I'm liking the fact that Rin is a part of this. It's just a comforting voice. I've listened to a lot of dub, a lot of sub, and I recognize the Rin voice. She hasn't been too big of a player in this, but again, it's just comforting to have someone you know there. Good old Umu didn't really do much these last two episodes. I'm hoping she gets a big moment to shine against Berserker. Apparently that's what the next 2 episode arc is, or maybe 3, since this is 6 and 7. I got 8, 9, and 10 left. So I'm going to probably watch at least 8 and 9 together, and if 10 seems to tagline into that arc, I will do all these together. Unless there's a lot happens and there's something I want to talk about. But anyway, guys, yeah, man, this has been a cool season. These last 2 arcs kind of give me the WTF, but I like the individual stuff that went on in them, if that makes any sense. It's kind of hard to tell how they were transitioning, but I liked what was there. Really trippy. I like Nursery Rhyme, and again, I like seeing all the Fate Grand Order characters. I'm like, where are they from? Where are they from? Oh, a lot of these guys are apparently from Fate Extra, which is kind of cool. All right, guys, I'm going to get back into it. I will see you guys after the next one. Okay, I have made a mistake. I watched 8, 9, and 10. Oh, man. I thought they were going to stretch out the because the way they were doing uh, the way they were doing 9, it looked like it was going to go into a 10th episode, and they were going to wrap stuff up there. But anyway, guys. So obviously, I'm going to talk about 8 and 9 first. Man, it's hard to remember now because I've watched 10 and I love Ren and I came to love Rainy or whatever her name is. And wow, once you see that, it's hard to remember other stuff. But all right. So what I do remember about 8 and 9, you get the backstory of who Hakuno is. And honestly, it's really cool. It explains the whole, like, obviously this isn't the video game, but in the video game, they tend to have the male protag and the female protag, just like Fate Grand Order. I don't know this for true for Fate Extra, but in Umbral Star, you do have the male and the female options. So it kind of explains the existence of both, which is kind of cool. It also, like I said, explained Hakuno's backstory, who he used to be, the male-female difference. I liked it. I liked their take on that. See what else. I really did enjoy it. I like the fight scenes. I like the fact that Berserker turned out to be this guy, which I want to say I have his Lancer version in Fate Grand Order. I was like, wait, doesn't he have a lance? I'm guessing there's multiple cards of him in Fate Grand Order, different classes. But anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed it. That little 2-episode arc. I love the delving back into Nero, giving her backstory. I like getting Kuno's backstory and all that stuff. I also like the fact that she finally used her noble phantasm in full, I love that. One of the reasons I like using Nero is I like her noble phantasm. She calls in her her auditorium or whatever you want to call it, and then she, rushes them right out of the game, and even better animation. The one thing I didn't like in there was the fight between Hakuno and the other guy. I forget his name. The other, what do they call this name? Badface? I totally forget now. Again, episode 10's kind of stolen this away, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, that fight was not very good. As much as the fight between Umu and Berserker here, I want to say it's Louis Shuen. Forgive me, guys. Again, 10 just kind of took it all from me. It was short, but I liked the fact that she called in her noble phantasm. You could see her getting the stats up and him getting the stats down and the whole attack, and it's kind of cool. It's short, but it's cool. But then you go over to them and it's just, it was a mess. It was a mess. Enjoyable mess, but a mess. I also liked how they set up episode 10. I really wish now I had come in after episode 9 and talked about it, because I liked how they were setting it up. I'm like, okay, Ren's been kind of manipulating this to this point, but why? Okay, it has something to do with 6. Maybe they got defeated. Their servants got defeated on 6, and now they gotta, they're bringing these guys back to defeat whoever the floor boss is, and etc. So on and so forth. None of that mattered. It is actually something a lot worse. So let's come over and go to, I think that's the one. Sorry, guys, I'm holding it the other way, so this isn't as big as it normally would be. The floor 6, the 10th episode. Oh my gosh, all the Rens. Oh my gosh, I want to say her name was Ronnie, somewhere in there, guys. Man, seeing all the dead Rens, I love Ren so much. I don't really have a waifu when it comes to the Fate series. I guess the closest you can say would probably be Saber, just because I like her badassness and all that other stuff. And pretty much my favorite character. As much as I want to protect Sakura, then Rin's just awesome. Ilya, again, is one of those ones you want to protect, and even Shiro's dumbass, you want to, he's cool, chill, and whatnot. Okay, so in the episode, it's kind of revealed what Ren has been up to. You see all the multiple Rens, and they reveal why this is happening. And of course, the main character makes a Shiro type move to try to save everybody. And that still hit the feels, guys. Still hit the feels. An end of the season on a good mark for me. Can't wait to see the conclusion to this. I'm not sure how many more episodes they could really make out of this. From what I understand, there's going to be a seventh stratum or seventh world or whatever, and then the final boss. And that doesn't seem like it should take another 10 episodes, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah, I really liked episode 10. If only somebody in one of my comments once, I said something weird, like Rin making out with Rin or something like that. It's Rin, Rin self-cessed or something. Well, this might be where that comic kind of originated from, which is kind of hilarious when you think about it. There was Rins and Rainies everywhere. It was awesome. I'm glad I was not this guy, because I'd be like, no, Tosaka and Randy, get away from each other. Don't kill each other. Wait, you're trying to kill me. Stop it. You'd want to save them, and yet they'd want to kill you and all that other fun stuff. Oh. In the end, it was a good episode. It's the closest thing they had to really action-packed. Like a lot of the Fate series, there's a lot of talking in these, a lot of setup, and it works. It works less in this one. All right. So I'll go ahead and do my conclusion on the same video here. Excuse me, guys. So I'll do my conclusion of the first season, I guess. Here, eventually I'll do a more in-depth review. I'm going to digest it for a day and probably record that tomorrow. But all in all, it's a good series. It's definitely not Ufotable level. Definitely not Ufotable level. I don't even know if it's Stay Night level. But I enjoyed it. And that's the thing with me. I go for the more they enjoy. Like I said, they had those 2 episodes with Nursery Rhyme that were just a mess. They probably should have, instead of making this a 10-episode season, should have probably been a 12 to 15 episode season with as much as they're trying to pack in there and as little action as they had and all that other stuff. There's definitely problems with this, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's one of those ones that's like if I graded on a harsher curve, it'd probably be like a 5, which is, going by Angry Joe's standards, that's average. But because it made me care about, did make me care about Umu, did make me care about Hakono? Oh my gosh, I totally forgot his name and I just said it a few minutes ago. Anyway, you know who I'm talking about, the main character. Obviously, I already cared about Rin. The little bit you got to see Rainy or Ronnie, she was awesome. Especially with the giant mech form. She did the fist in episode, I think it was episode 8. She did the fist through the roof to save Hakuno. I really got to find the settings for this. It turned off on me. Sorry, guys. I was in the middle of a stream of thought. I ended with talking about Rainy's, doing the, sticking her fist through the roof. And, this did a really good job for me of making me care about the characters, even the ones that, they weren't there much. Some of that's probably coming from Fate Go, like when they bring in Li Shuin and, all those little characters like Robin Hood. Normally wouldn't care 2 shakes. Even for the legendary Robin Hood, don't really care. as much as I like the Kevin Costner movie from the late 80s, early 90s. Um, yeah, guys, I enjoyed it. I'd give it like a six, like a seven, just because they made me care for the characters. Realistically, objectively, when you're not taking the attachment, it's probably like a average, 4, 5, 6, somewhere in there. But yeah, I do have that pre-existing attachment to like Ren and all of them, and it looks like she, as funny as it sounds, the one thing I did when I saw when you see the flashback and you see Ronnie or whatever her name is, and Ren fighting, you see the servants fighting, and uh it does look like that Ren actually was able to summon um Ku, which was amazing. Because obviously you have in Fate Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works, I think it is. Like, man, I would have loved to have gotten summoned by a master like you. Well, Fate Extra, here's that reality where it happens, which is kind of cool. Um, Honestly, if they ever did like a continuation of the Fate Stay Night universe and they got into evolved in summoning servants again, that would be who I'd want Ren to summon. We don't need another Archer. We don't need another Emiya. We don't need them again, being in the same universe as each other. But yeah, I liked their report in Limited Blade Works, and it's like, yeah, that'd be kind of a cool what if to do. And yeah, apparently it happened in Fate Extra, which is kind of like a cool little caveat to the story. Anyway, guys, that is my reactions to, as live as I could do, to the new Fate Extra Last Encore season. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to more. Please, I mean, dive with me. Let me know what you guys thought of the series. I know a lot of you guys are more down and on it as me. Excuse me, guys. Maybe you guys got to actually play the game, and it's probably amazing. I mean, even Fate Dynasty Fate Warriors, so to speak. The little bit I played of that game, I loved it. It's like, oh, it's just Dynasty Warriors. You're letting people fly around. That was actually really fun to do, even with Nero. I can't wait to unlock Artoria in there so I can go around, ragdolling people left and right. And obviously they have like Elizabeth Bathroy or whatever. Anyway, you know who I'm talking about probably. We got a lot of cool characters in there. Um, anyway, guys, I will do what I can to get that Let's Play going. Hopefully this weekend I will be able to do that. I'm going to be editing these together. I'm not sure how hard that's going to be or how easy. I purposefully did my reviews this way rather than talking over Fate Grand Order or something, because the file size is smaller. So hopefully my program and computer will be able to work it all together, and I'll be able to get it up. Today is Saturday, so I'll get it up hopefully Sunday. Oh, and in case you were wondering, I know my intro says I was doing it last night. I ended up like almost dying. No, I'm not dying, but my just about like knocked out in my chair waiting for 12 o'clock to come around. So I decided to go to bed, and this is the next day. So anyway, guys, I thank you so much if you made it through my little review, my little talk. As you can tell, I recorded these in fits and spurts. So anyway, guys, I will talk more about this later. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.